I feel like contracts are necessary in every line of business. And just think about this. If you want your business to be the next, just think of Apple or Google.
Welcome to another episode of Hustle, Stack, Invest, Repeat podcast, where we focus on generational wealth and financial literacy, not only in our community, but across the country.
Yes.
We have the pleasure and the honor today of speaking to a corporate lawyer who is not only changing how you do business, but how your mindset and approach is. So we wanted to welcome Courtney Fraser.
Yes, man.
All right, welcome
Yes,
to the podcast.
Guys. Thank you for having me. I like this, man. I like what you guys got going on.
Yeah, we're trying to go up. We're trying to go up here, you know. So when you think about, lawyer, every time you hear lawyer, people kind of it's like we said on a different episode, it's like the CRA. When you hear those words, you start to say, oh man, I don't want no problems with these guys, But talk about corporate lawyers and think and talk in regards to what are some of the benefits of having a corporate lawyer on your side or a person that you can reach out to steer you in the right direction?
Okay, first of all, like you said, I want to change the mindset of the people. I don't want them to be afraid when they hear a lawyer. I don't want people to think about they should get the lawyer after something goes wrong. You should get the lawyer or the accountant before you start even doing anything. Maybe you might prove your concept first, but you should get the lawyer once you're making money because you want to be around for a while. Like, you should be thinking about the lawyer's going to help me protect my business and stuff like that. Usually people contact me when it's too late, when they've already lost 50,000, 100,000. Now I got to go and try and get it back. But how about if you come see me before you give this person your money or before you get into this investment or this project? Then I can help you protect your money, protect your investment, do the due diligence for you, and just keep your brand around, right? I want people to think about hiring the lawyer or contacting the lawyer so they can keep their brand, their company, their business around for 5, 10, 15 years. Same thing that we've been talking about and stuff like that. It shouldn't feel like going to the dentist, coming to see your lawyer. Like with my clients, I have like a good relationship with. They call me, they text me Saturdays, Sundays, after hours. If I'm awake, I'm going to answer because I want their business to be around. I want my client's business to be the next Google, the next Amazons, the next Apples and stuff like that, right? So don't be hesitant to contact your lawyer if you have a good lawyer. Build a rapport with them because these are people that want your business to succeed, right?
So you would say it's a partnership.
It's
right?
very much
it's a partnership. It's a collaboration, right?
Yeah.
So don't look at it as it is a service, but it also ultimately is a partnership and a collaboration. And you need to find that person that you work well with, right?
Yeah.
I know you are you do well in what you do, but there's other corporate lawyers. You need to find the right one that you know is going to give you the information and give you the resources that you're looking for. So when you think about the trends in the current industry, right? In the law industry, right? What are you seeing? What are some of the challenges? And what are some of the opportunities that you're seeing from an entrepreneurial aspect or a business standpoint?
Okay. One of the popular trends, obviously, is the influencer route, where, because of social media, these are the new, the new actors, the new artists. They're on social media. They can endorse your brand and stuff like that. People know that they can make money from it, so they're taking that avenue. Another trend, I would say, since COVID is crypto. People that are offering you investment opportunities. Hey, give me your money. I'm going to invest it in crypto. Same thing with Forex or whatever the case may be. Those are the big trends that I see. People trading, stock trading on behalf of other people. Those are the big trends. Land development, property development, stuff like that. Airbnb, because of COVID, Airbnb took a massive rise. People realize, hey, I can start an Airbnb company, and then they're doing it, right? Those are the trends that I typically see. With AI coming, we're going to see more trends. I see people using AI to start businesses. People are using AI to do their whole marketing plan, their whole business plan, stuff like that. So it's only a matter of time until we see real AI-centered businesses appear on the scene soon.
even being in that lane where you talk about people using AI for all that stuff, talk about that, its benefits, but also its disadvantages, because I feel like people think that they can just use some of these tools and then they don't need a lawyer because I have ChatGPT, right? So like, what kind of stuff have you seen or heard or experienced with that type of thing?
First of all, from what I've learned about AI, and especially ChatGPT, it's all about the prompts. It's all about the prompts that you give it. So if you don't know the prompts to give ChatGPT, it's not going to protect you. Like if you tell ChatGPT to make you a contract, if you don't know the right prompts and the right information to feed it, it's not going to be able to give you protectable information, stuff that's going to keep keep you out of lawsuits, keep your brand around, right? ChatGPT does save time, and they can give you like a blueprint or a foundation to what you want to do. But to not have a lawyer look over something for you is just, sometimes it's a little bit careless, because this ChatGPT doesn't know you. It doesn't really know your brand. It just knows what you input. But you're not a lawyer yourself to say what should ChatGPT feature in my contract, right? So it's good to have a lawyer look over things, to review things for you, because that lawyer, you've explained to that lawyer what your vision is, and you've explained to that lawyer what your concerns are, and where you feel vulnerable, or what your liabilities are, and you're asking that lawyer how to protect you, and that lawyer is going to give you advice based on their experience and stuff like that, right? So it's ChatGPT it's a good starting point, but if you have a few $100, just pay a lawyer to look over something for you, just to make sure that you could sleep at night and don't have to worry about any liabilities or being blindsided in a contract.
Right. That's a small initial investment to protect you on bigger things on the back end.
Yeah, and I feel like the relationship is more the investment, right? Because once you build that rapport with a lawyer, I'm not going to charge, if a client comes to me, if a client's coming to me all the time, I may not charge for this one review and stuff like that, because he or she is bringing so much volume or so much business, and I like what they're doing, and I want to support them growing, right? Like I said, I want these guys to be the next Amazon, the next Googles, the next Apples. So it's like, I'm not trying to cut them off at the knees with fees. I'm trying to support their growth, right? Because I know if the bigger they are, the bigger I'll get.
Yeah.
Right? The more successful they are, the more successful I'll be. They're going to introduce me to new issues and new concerns and just new worlds in business, right? Yeah. So why not build that relationship? That's the investment that I think about when I think about the client-lawyer relationship.
So I think you said something just now. You said contracts. Yeah. Right? Yeah. A lot of times, people, they'll make a verbal contract with somebody, but won't. Oh, you see, you're shaking your head, right? Because you know this is where this is going. So a lot of people don't really take the time out to put that contract on paper, right? And I think you see it a lot with family, friends, and different business ventures. They're like, okay, we can do this together, and we can do this and that, and then say it's successful, or say it goes left, right? You've invested money, and now all of a sudden you don't have nothing on paper. Is that stuff that you see quite a bit? And what are your thoughts and feelings in regards to contracts and putting things on paper?
There's a saying in law that a verbal contract is not worth the paper it's written on. So it's like a joke. It's not written on nothing, so it's not worth nothing. Yeah. If things go left, I try and sue you. We're both going to go to the judge and be talking about, this is our deal. But you're going to say, hey, wait, this person never gave me this money. I never said I was going to do this for this person. What's there to confirm that we had an agreement or a relationship, period, right? Nothing's there. People are too casual with their business dealings sometimes, and they don't put things on paper. If you're loaning money to somebody, even a friend, there's nothing wrong with putting it on paper. I know your friend may be like, but I'm your boy. Why we got to go this route? But it really is it's just that we both have these expectations of when this money is going to be returned and what the case may be. Even if I don't charge you interest, at least we have this agreement here, right? Yeah. It shouldn't be a problem, right? Especially if you know me to be a business savvy person or someone who just likes to have things organized. It shouldn't be a problem. It shouldn't ruin our relationship, right? Whenever you're doing business and you know that the money that's on the line or the money that you're putting up is quite a significant amount, or it could even not be a significant amount. You could just use a contract just to manage expectations so that you know what I'm going to do for you and what you're going to do for me. It could be something like that. Maybe money's not even exchanged. You're going to do a service for me. In return, I'm going to do a service for you. It's fine. We could just put it on paper and keep it moving. And sometimes when you have contracts and you're looking for financing and stuff, these financial institutions want to see the contracts that you have. They want to see the relationships that you have with other parties. So put it on paper, right? Document it. If, let's say now things go left and I lose my money, at least I had this contract to show that, hey, this is what I was trying to do. Maybe, I know you guys talk to a lot of people. You'd have to ask the accountant, like, hey, if I have this agreement and things went left, is this sufficient to show that I took a loss? So when tax time comes, I could say, hey, I took this loss. Here was the agreement. It just didn't go as planned and stuff like that, right? I feel like contracts are necessary in every line of business. And just think about this. If you want your business to be the next, just think of Apple or Google. You think Apple is loaning money to anybody, any other company, and not putting on paper? Or you think Apple is getting a supplier or a manufacturer to do something for them and it's not on paper?
No way.
So when you conduct business, you should always view your business as an Apple, as a Google, as an Amazon. What would those big corporations do? Because if you're trying to get there, you should follow the processes that they take, right?
Yeah.
So why not have contracts in place? That's what I feel.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. I think a lot of the time when you think about business and business dealings, right? Contracts, like you said, it's like, why can't we have a contract, right? But people can't separate the two, between business and personal relationships, right? Yeah. And at the end of the day, if you're in business, that's exactly what it is. This is business. It's nothing personal, right? And people, we spoke about that in previous episodes as well, is the emotional aspect of it, right? People start getting emotional and saying, well, why do we have to do this? Why do I have to, sign off on this and that? It's, again, just to protect you and to protect me, right? To make sure that you have a leg to stand on and I have a leg to stand on. So at the end of the day, there shouldn't be nothing wrong with this, right? So
it's like putting a case on your phone. What? Your phone's probably worth $1,000, maybe $2,000 at max. If you have like the Pro Max or whatever, you're gonna put a case on it in case something happens, it falls off your lap and whatever. So why not protect your business? At the end of the day, your business is your baby, right? Why you put safeguards in place to protect if you have kids, you put safeguards around your house to protect these kids, right? Make sure that they don't fall down the stairs and whatever, or eat this or put their finger in the socket and stuff like that. So why wouldn't you protect your business? That's your baby, right? So
no, it's business, right? Business. I can't spell it, and I can't spell it backwards for you. It's business.
That's why I feel like outlets like this are so important, because you guys are educating the entrepreneur that's watching this. The people that maybe approach business too casual, they need to see you guys and hear from you guys. That's why. This is so important. You guys are giving game to that entrepreneur that's watching, right? So please, people out there, use contracts, protect your business, have your business stick around for a few years, if not generations.
Yeah. So just like you're giving game to everybody out there, now it's time to kind of switch it a little bit. Not only are you a lawyer, but you manage your own firm. Yeah. So I think that's something that's, we've kind of jumped over. We jumped right into the lawyer aspect, but you're very successful in managing your own firm, right? So when you think about managing your own firm, and entering the legal profession, what would be if I'm out there and I want to get into, I want to be a Courtney Fraser, I want to own my own firm and stuff like that, and I'm aspiring to that. What would you say would be advice for anybody entering that legal profession?
The best advice I can give is to get a mentor. I had a great mentor, a Bayesian lawyer, who he didn't have to take me on, but I kind of stalked him. Like, I saw him at the courthouse one time and I saw him in action, and I'm like, I want to learn from this guy. And I came back to court a few more times and would see him and I would sit and watch him. And I was like, I need this guy to be my mentor. Like, I need to learn the game. And I just approached him, and then he told me send him an email, and next thing I know, he actually just interviewed me at the courthouse, like in 10, 15 minutes in one of these like interview rooms. And he's like, you start Monday. And I followed him around. I literally was around this man more than my family for the next like 2 years. After that, we still talk, if not weekly. After I even left his practice to set up my own practice, we still talk weekly and touch bases. I go to his house if he's having barbecues and parties. But the mentorship is the biggest thing. And that's what entrepreneurs are not getting, especially in our community, is the mentorship. Because especially here in Toronto, who are the OG entrepreneurs? Who would be someone that you would say, hey, this person's from my community, this person looks like me, this person can give me game. There's not many of those, right? Most of the generation above us are immigrants. And you know, they try and provide for their kids. They're workers, there's nothing wrong with that, but we have, our community has maybe like Eglinton, right? The Caribbean or the African diaspora, people from there, we don't really have too many entrepreneurs. So I would say the mentorship is the biggest thing. Get yourself a mentor, someone who's done this before, someone who can help you avoid pitfalls and mistakes, because that's going to save you time, right? And if you want to be a lawyer, you have to understand you have these duties, and people have to trust you. And it's best to learn how to build this trust from someone who's been in the game, someone who's seasoned maybe 10, 15, 20 years and done it, right? So I would say the mentorship is the most crucial thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We talk about that often. And even like talking about like being a lawyer, like what's the inspiration for that? Like, you know, a lot of people, their parents want them to be a lawyer. It's like this prestigious thing. So sometimes they get pushed into it. For you, how did we get here? What made you want to even get into this?
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like it was God, man. I feel like first and foremost, my parents named me Courtney. Court is in my name. Like, I feel like it was right there. It was destined. Either I'm gonna play ball or I'm gonna be a lawyer, because Court was in my name. Number two, I used to write contracts when I was like 7, 8 years old for my mom. Like, my mom would try and give me chores, and I used to say, like, I used to write contracts saying, okay, this is what it's gonna cost for me to vacuum, to me to wash the dishes, and whatever. I never got paid. She never paid me, but at least like I was trying,
contract.
right? Yeah, I was just writing it up. Like, this is what's gonna cost every week to do these chores, right? But to be honest, I was in school and I didn't know really what I wanted to do, and I just looked around and I just thought, man, this is what my community needs, and everything kind of just lined up for me to do it. Like, I remember at first I wanted to be maybe like in sports journalism. The program was full. I thought about social work. I went to social work for a semester, and I was like, no, I can't do this. Like, it's too much emotional overloading and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it felt like God and the universe was just pushing me towards this. Like, I couldn't run from it. Yeah. You know, it was just everything just lined up this way. And then even like I had okay grades. I wasn't the greatest student, and I didn't think I could get into a Canadian university law school. And then I met a lawyer, and he was like, go to the UK. And at that time, I never thought about it never occurred to me that I could do that. And I applied, I got in, and then I just loved it. I love the UK, I love Europe. I got to travel, I got to see how the Europeans do business, especially people in the United Kingdom. They don't really have many natural resources, so business is everything to them. Especially finance is everything to them. And I got to learn that and be around that culture. And then, like I said, it just kept going. And then once people knew, I'm getting ahead of myself. Before I was a lawyer, I was a paralegal for many years.
Yeah.
So, but once people knew I was in law in any capacity, like my friends would come to me with their problems, or they would send people to me. So I'm learning as I go.
Yeah.
Because people are coming to me with new problems, and I'm just learning how to fix it as I go. People are coming, like, for instance, people are coming to me with convictions, and I'm learning how to do pardons. I'm learning how to do U.S. waivers. People are coming to me with traffic tickets. I'm learning how to fight the traffic ticket.
Yeah.
And then it gets into, I learned criminal law. And then it got into, a friend came to me, and she was starting a business, and she needed contracts for her clients. And then from when the first time I read a professional contract and I had to draft one, that was it. I was hooked. I said, this is all I want. This is what I want to do.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
No, that is dope. Not allowing, what your surroundings dictate, going overseas and still furthering what you felt like was your true calling, right?
Yeah.
So
I'll be honest, bro. If I felt like pursuing law saved my life, especially going overseas, getting away from my immediate circle, and it just opened my thought process. The way that people were doing things somewhere else, it just blew my mind, man. I'm coming from Brampton, Ontario. Well, before that, Scarborough, Ontario, and just being somewhere new just opened my mind. It opened my imagination. What can be done?
Yeah. 1,000%. You have to give yourself every opportunity to succeed. And I find a lot of times here with growing up here, we just stick to these four walls, right?
Yeah.
But we don't realize there's a big world out there, and so that big world, to your point, will open up doors for you. It'll open up networks. It'll open up collaboration. And you never know. It may spark something in you that was meant to be, and it may steer you in that direction that you want to go. So again, we thank you so much. If there's anything, if somebody wanted to reach out to you and get a hold of your services, how can they do that?
They can go on the website, FraserLegalGroup.com. I'm on Instagram, Fraser Legal Group. Send me a DM. I would prefer an email. My email, info@FraserLegalGroup.com. And I'm always here for the entrepreneur. I feel like I'm almost like a therapist for entrepreneurs sometimes. People come to my office, sit on the couch, and tell me what's stressing them, and then we come and we try and find solutions. But I'm here for the entrepreneur, especially in the city. I'm an entrepreneur myself. I know what keeps entrepreneurs up at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. I know the worries and the concerns. So feel free to reach out to me. I'm really here for the community. I want to protect my community because I want this generation of entrepreneurs. We're going to be the OGs in like 10, 20 years. We're going to be the OGs. They're going to be younger entrepreneurs than us, and we're going to have to nurture them and show them the ropes, show them the game and stuff like that. So, but at first it takes us to establish our community, and then we can pull up the next generation. So please reach out if you have any concerns or inquiries about your business. If you're scared, reach out. I'm down to help.
No, absolutely, man.
But thank you guys. Before you guys even thank me, I know you guys didn't thank me for coming, but thank you guys for putting this together. I wish you guys had the cameras to show the space. You guys got a nice vibe in here, and you guys are very important. You guys, if there was a studio, if there was an audience, I would tell them you guys got to get an applause, man, because the city needs this one, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, long time coming. So as they say, we're only going up from here. So as always, nothing but love, nothing but respect, and then we'll be out of here.
Peace.
Yeah, man. You guys are needed, bro. There's only